Let me ask you something. How many times have you thought a woman was into you only to find out you completely misread the situation? She was smiling, she was touching your arm, she even texted you first. It felt obvious, right? Until suddenly it wasn't. And now you're left standing there confused, replaying every second in your head, wondering exactly where you went wrong. I'll tell you exactly what happened. You reacted too early. You mistook a subtle spark of attraction for full permission, and in that split second of impatience, you lost your frame. You lost control. Because true attraction doesn't always announce itself with a megaphone. It tests you quietly. It watches you patiently. And most men fail that test before they even realize they were being graded. In this video, we are going to decode the 7 psychological signs that she is sexually attracted to you, but more importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how not to destroy that tension the moment you recognize it. Understand this clearly. Not every smile is an invitation, and not every touch is a green light. The difference between the man who gets chosen and the man who gets ghosted comes down to one thing: how well he can read the unspoken language beneath the surface. If you're ready to stop guessing and start seeing what's really happening, let's get into it. The first sign is a subtle shift in her focus. Most men are trained to look for eye contact as the primary indicator of interest. You've been told that if she's looking into your eyes, she's engaged. While that's true for a polite conversation, when attraction shifts from neutral to something deeper, her focus begins to drift. Specifically, it drifts downward to your lips. It isn't a long, obvious stare, it's a series of micro glances. You're speaking and she's listening, but her eyes keep dropping for a fraction of a second before returning to yours. This isn't random. Lips are biologically tied to intimacy and closeness. When her subconscious mind starts registering you as a physical possibility rather than just a conversational partner, her attention follows that instinct. But this is exactly where most men ruin everything. They see that glance once and immediately assume she's ready to be kissed. They move too fast, break the tension, and end up being rejected. You must look for patterns. If it happens repeatedly, even when the topic of conversation is mundane, that's when it becomes a signal. When a woman's attention drops to your lips, she is no longer just processing your words. She is imagining what it would feel like to be closer to you. Your job is not to rush it. Your job is to let that tension build, because the second you act out of desperation, she snaps back to a logical reality, and the magic of the moment is gone. The second sign is the deliberate creation of physical proximity. You don't have to guess this one. You just have to observe her choices when she has options. A woman who is not attracted to a man will instinctively protect her personal space. She will sit across from you instead of next to you. She will maintain a comfortable, safe distance. This isn't about being rude, it's a biological boundary. So when a woman consistently finds a way to be in your orbit, it is a conscious decision. I'm not talking about a crowded room where she has no choice. I'm talking about a setting where she could be anywhere, and yet she ends up right next to you. Close enough that her presence is felt even without looking. Physical proximity is one of the earliest ways a woman explores attraction without uttering a single word. She is testing the air, seeing how it feels to share your space. Most men either ignore this or they react far too aggressively. They either sit there frozen like a statue or they try to escalate with a heavy hand. Both are mistakes. Proximity is an invitation to observe, not a permit to invade. Instead of reacting, you should test the space. Adjust your position slightly or lean in just a bit. If she stays or moves closer, the signal is confirmed. Attraction isn't built by forcing closeness. It's revealed by how comfortable she is staying within it. The third sign is the shift from casual to deliberate touch. This is the most dangerous territory because it's where men misinterpret things most frequently. You must distinguish between comfortable touch and intentional touch. A friendly tap on the arm when you tell a joke is often just social comfort. It's short and reactive. But deliberate touch is different. It lingers just a second longer than necessary. She might adjust your collar, brush something off your sleeve that isn't even there, or let her hand stay on your shoulder just a bit too long. This isn't just comfort, it's an awareness of your physical body. When a woman is attracted to you, her body often moves before her mind catches up. She reaches out because her subconscious is seeking connection. The mistake men make here is either mirroring the touch too hard and too fast, which feels forced and creepy, or freezing up completely, which kills the spark. The correct move is to remain grounded. Allow her to enter that space again. The first touch is curiosity, but the second touch is a confirmation. If you pay attention to the lingering nature of the contact, you won't need her to say anything to know exactly where you stand. Fourth, pay attention to the way she smiles around you. A polite smile is a social mask we all wear, but attraction creates a different kind of warmth. I'm talking about a smile that lingers even when nothing particularly funny has happened. You're not performing, you're not telling a joke, and yet she looks at you with a quiet, genuine smile that seems to come from within. This is a leak of her internal emotional state. When a woman is genuinely attracted to a man, her chemistry shifts in his presence. There is a subtle excitement that shows up without effort. You'll notice it in the timing. She might smile during a pause in conversation or hold eye contact just a little longer than usual with that same warmth. This is a green light, but it's a quiet one. Most men mess this up by rushing to convert that emotional warmth into a physical move too quickly. They skip the essential step of building the tension. Attraction needs room to breathe. Instead of forcing the moment forward, recognize that if she is smiling when nothing is happening, then something significant is happening inside her. Patience is your greatest ally here. The fifth sign is a major shift into the digital realm, the sending of suggestive or high-investment content. We are no longer in the phase of subtle glances. When a woman sends you a photo that is clearly meant to trigger your imagination, she is taking a significant risk. She knows exactly how you will interpret it. This is her stepping out of the safe zone and inviting you into a more intimate space. However, this is also where many men lose their frame. They get too excited, respond instantly with a flood of compliments, and show desperation. The moment you show that you are overwhelmed by her, the power dynamic shifts, and the attraction often fades. Attraction thrives on tension. Instead of reacting like you just won the lottery, stay composed. Acknowledge the gesture calmly. Match her energy without amplifying it to an uncomfortable level. She is looking for a man who can handle her beauty and her interest without losing his cool. If you can stay grounded, you prove that you are a man she can actually follow. Sixth, observe her investment in communication. Attention is the most valuable currency a woman has, especially one with many options. If she is texting you first, reaching out for no specific reason, or reacting to your social media updates consistently, she is investing her time in you. Investment always follows interest. A woman who isn't attracted will keep communication functional and brief. But when she's into you, she will create unnecessary reasons to keep the dialogue alive. She will laugh at things that aren't that funny and check in just to see what you're doing. The trap men fall into here is overcommitting. They become available on demand, replying instantly every single time. By doing this, you remove the space that allows her to miss you and keep investing. If you overgive, you kill the chase. Instead, match her energy. If she gives energy, return it, but don't become the one who is constantly trying to keep the conversation on life support. The goal is to see if she continues to choose to enter your world. Seventh is open and direct flirting. This is where the subtle signs vanish and the attraction becomes overt. Her body remains open to yours, her eyes are fixed, and she stays in your orbit even in a crowded room. She isn't testing anymore, she is inviting. Yet even here, men find ways to fail. Some hesitate because they've spent so much time overthinking that they don't know how to take the lead when the door is wide open. Others assume total permission and become too aggressive, ignoring the need for a gradual escalation. Leading does not mean forcing. It means moving forward while staying hyper-aware of her responses. You close the distance slightly, you escalate the conversation, and then you pause to see if she mirrors you. Attraction isn't proven by what she starts, it's proven by how she responds when you meet her halfway. In the end, you must realize that attraction is never about one single moment. It is a cumulative pattern. One sign is just an observation, two might be a coincidence. But when multiple signals line up, the glances, the proximity, the lingering touch, and the consistent attention, that is when it becomes real. Most men fail not because they lack potential, but because they are illiterate in the language of behavior. They either see things that aren't there, or they ignore the obvious. Stop guessing and stop reacting emotionally to every small interaction. Start observing the patterns. The moment you can read attraction correctly, you stop being a chaser and you start being the one who is chosen. If you've misread a situation before, don't beat yourself up. Recognize the pattern and learn from it. Understanding how female psychology actually works gives you the clarity to make better decisions for yourself. If you want to master this and never be the man who gets blindsided again, make sure to stay connected with this journey of self-discovery and psychological mastery.